All right, my honeys, let's go ahead and apply some primer. I'm going to go into my Too Faced Hangover Primer because we do have to protect our skin because we're going to go in with a lot of makeup. Next, going into my LA Girl Cosmetics and Dose of Colors Foundation and using my Be Bella NG357 brush to apply it. So I'm going into the shade 112 in the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation, which you can find online. The LA Girl Cosmetics White Foundation, you can also find this online as well as in Ulta. So I went in with a lighter foundation to mix in with my regular color because I definitely want this to look more of a sugar skull look, and I don't want my skin to look super pale. I still want a little bit of color, but yeah, I still want to look pretty white. And then I'm going to go into my Morphe concealer, literally in the shade 000 white as can be, and I'm going to place this where I normally were to place my concealer, under the eyes, above my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on the chin. To buff this out, I'm going to go into my Sigma Kabuki brush. This is the 4D HD. You can use my code Sandi and save 10%. And I'm going to go ahead and start to blend this out. Now, the reason why I'm not going into a beauty sponge is because I love the way that this brush pushes in the concealer and it really covers it up really well. Since we are doing the sugar skull, I do want to go in a little bit heavier since we're doing like Halloween makeup. So we definitely want to kick it up a little bit more than what we normally do. Next, I'm going to go into my Anastasia translucent powder in the shade Vanilla and just taking this Ofra big puffy brush from Ofra Cosmetics just to set the entire face. This is super important because we don't want our skin to be oily or wet. We definitely want this to be matte. Now going into the Pop of Fuchsia from Morphe, and I think I'm using a Morphe brush. I will link it down below for you guys. And I'm just applying my blush. Now we're gonna go heavy girl with the blush, okay? And we're gonna use this as our contour shade. I'm not gonna go into a bronzer. I'm literally gonna use the blush as my contour. Next, I'm going to go into the Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 4 to apply my brows. Now, you can definitely skip this. You can create whatever look that you want when it comes to a sugar skull. Some people like to cover the entire brow, but I want this to look more glam. So that's why I decided to do my brows. Now, to clean up the brows and for the eyeshadow base, I'm going to go back into that white concealer by Morphe. Next, you guys, for the palette, I love this palette. I think it's so cute and it fits today's makeup look for sure. This is the Cara Beauty Flower After Hours palette. Look how beautiful this is. Definitely check them out. I will link them down below. You can also use my code Sandi10. You can save some money. I think they have like a bundle with all 3 palettes that look like they're perfect. They're like sugar skulls as well for Dia de los Muertos. The theme is just absolutely cute. I'm going to go into the shade called Pick Me, this nice red, but obviously with the white, it kind of looks like magenta, but it's absolutely beautiful. I place this in the crease and then rocking it back and forth, inner and outer corner. And then to blend out the edges, I'm going to go into the shade called Stay Wild, this nice like orangey shade. And then I'm going to buff it up going towards the brows. Next, I'm going to pick up this nice yellow shade, which is called Sunflower, to also blend out the edges of Stay Wild, just to make sure that everything is smooth and blended. I do take it into that orange shade. Remember to always layer your eyeshadows and blend them all together, and this is going to give you a nice, beautiful blend and beautiful outcome. So I felt like there was something missing on the eye, so I went into the shade called Joy, this nice dark brown, and we're mainly going to focus this shade, you guys, in the inner corner because we are going to be cutting this way different than what we normally do when I do half cut creases. So just whatever you have left, start blending it out towards the crease and towards the outer corner. Going back into that concealer brush by Morphe, we're going to cut our crease. So this is going to be different. I'm going to go up straight and then I'm going to go towards the right. So the reason why is because I want to also slant the outer corners. I really want the main focus to be in the inner corner, so that way it kind of gives me more of a skeleton, kind of like pumpkin vibe, if that makes sense. And then I'm just blending out the concealer so that way it's nice and matte. Next, I'm going to be going into the shade called Sand, and we're going to place this mostly towards the outer corner because we're going to apply glitter in that little inner corner. So we just want to make sure that we also have a base for our shadows as well, but mostly for the outer corner. Next, going into the Artist Couture Spot Light Glitz Glitter, and look at that. That's just absolutely beautiful. I feel like this really did it for me for the eyeshadow. That was what was missing. It just looks so beautiful, and I just love how sparkly it looks. Next, going into the BALM Cosmetics Schwing Liquid Matte Liner, and we're gonna kind of do a cat eye with the wing. As you guys can see here, doing like a little triangle in the inner corner and then applying the eyeliner towards the lower lash line. And then a little bit on top of the top lash line. So that way once we go in with lashes, you can't see the lash band. Now to buff out that liner, you guys, I'm going into my Sedona, I think this is my Sedona EB21 brush, super old as you could tell. And I'm going back into that shade Joy to blend out the eyeliner, and then just going back in, I think this is my Morphe M206. And I'm just going back in with the same eyeshadows that we used in the crease and then just bringing it down below so that way everything matches. Next, I'm gonna apply some mascara on my top lashes from Too Faced. This is the Better Than Sex mascara. And then we're gonna go ahead and start to create the nose, but actually, sorry, the lashes before they dry, let's go ahead and slap them on. The lashes, you guys, are from Lashes by Lena. Unfortunately, when they sent them over, the box had no name, so I'm sorry, but feel free to go ahead and use whatever pair you have. Wet n Wild Cosmetics paint pot in the shade Black. It's just paint, and I'm gonna go ahead and start to fill in my nose. I did use my liquid liner from the BALM to do the outline and then just fill it in with the paint pot. Going into the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion, which is just black, into the waterline to make it dark and smoky. And then I'm just going into a black matte eyeshadow to set the nose. Next, going into my lip pencil in the shade Bite Me by Morphe. You can also use my code GLAMFAM330 to save some money. And then we have Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Ashton. I absolutely love this liquid lipstick, you guys. And we're only going to place this in the corners because we're going to go in with this one. I don't know which one this is. I want to say it's Anastasia Naked in the center. And this really helps to make your lips look plumpier and bigger. Going back to the BALM liquid liner, of course, make sure that your lips are matte and dry. And we're going to go ahead and create some teeth. So I'm just going to create some lines on the top and lower lip. You guys can definitely create some skull teeth if you guys wish. I do have another tutorial for you guys soon on a more like skeleton look, which will be more detailed with the teeth. And then I'm gonna create some little circles on the top of the lines, and this won't like create like stitches, I would say. And then you can create whatever design towards the outer corner of the lips if you like. Now I'm going to create a little heart and do the exact same thing what I did with the lid of our eyes. We're just going to fill it in with that same Artist Couture glitter, and then just create little designs. You can create whatever you guys want. You can get as creative as you want. I just decided to do like little like raindrops, which I've seen these designs actually before on like sugar skulls in Mexico. So this is definitely up to you guys and get as creative as you want. And then I'm going to create a little heart on my cheek. Now to make it more look like a skeleton, so what I do, you guys, is create some lines starting from the outer corner of our lips, and then we're going to go ahead and take a line towards the sides of the cheeks, and then we'll just go ahead and create some detail with shading. This actually does help a lot, and it's the exact same colors as our eyes, that way it's like matching. And then create two little lines, or another line above that same line that we created. Hopefully this makes sense. And then make it darker and shaded in. That definitely made no sense, but I mean, you guys saw how I did it. So hopefully it made some sense. And then we're gonna go ahead and create some little hearts on the chin, and then create some like little lines and designs. But again, you guys can get as creative as you wish. And then I did apply some same glitter that I applied on the lids on the nose, and then applying my wig, and then I applied the crown that I created. From Michaels, literally some flowers, and I put them on a headband. And that's pretty much it, you guys, for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this Sugar Skull Dia de los Muertos inspired makeup tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what you thought. And of course, if you do recreate this, tag me on Instagram because you know that I love to see your recreations. Besitos, los quiero mucho, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!